the cost are to pay the experts, so the developers and the graphics who realize the app and care the graphics. But also to sponsor the application with banner, blog, social media, and social media. It is available for Apple, but also for Android, so you can download the app from the Apple Store and look there. And the third part is think about the cost. To realize an app, the cost is between 3 or 5,000 euro to pay the expert and the graphic, but then the app for the first time will be free to attract more people. Then the cost is a small cost for so it is accessible for everyone. And the advantage it is about the student, the professor, but also at who work in the unical. And with this app you can save time and you can save fuel. In conclusion, this is the app that all the later comers
it's waiting. Let me.
It's waiting.
The one.
That's all.
Very nice. Okay. Thank you.
Perfect timing.
Yes, perfect timing. Unbelievable. You will have one more mark because of this.
Okay.
Thank you. It's your turn at this point. No, I think you're fine there because of the camera. You forget. Okay, we have an unical corner. So this group concentrating on the can we? All right, we'll do this way. Okay. There we go. Please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Today we are very glad to be here to present to all of you about our project. Our project named Unicorn Corner. And our project the member of our project will include me. My name is Leituna and she is my partner Hwatuna. Unicorn Corner is the name of our project, which is a Vietnamese restaurant that we dreaming to open in the Unicorn area. There are 7 parts in our presentation with the general information, the product's characteristics, our financial plan, our employment plan, our activities, outstanding features, and our future orientation for our restaurant. To begin with, I would like to start with some general information about our Vietnamese restaurant. With the mission of providing the opportunities for all people here to experience Vietnam from right here in Cô Sen Dam. And we are planning to showcase our Vietnamese cuisine and culture to our restaurant. And also at the same time, we would like to connect all the travelers and all the people who love travels. That is students or staff or local people here in Rende surrounding. And also we would like to provide some job opportunities for foreigner students here in UNICAN. The next part will be the product characteristics that I would like to introduce the menu of our Vietnamese restaurant. With the main course, we would like to introduce some of the main course here. The first thing is pho. Perhaps that some of you have heard about pho before. It is a very typical Vietnamese cuisine. But pho is consisting flat rice noodle in a light meat-based broth and various herbs and spices. And you can see here in the picture with these 2 different kinds of pho. The first is pho with the chicken, and the second is the pho with the beef. Yeah. And we will cook it by ourselves. And what makes our food different from other food in the Asian restaurant is that all of the special ingredients. It means the herbs, the spices. We are all they are all distributed from Vietnam. And the price is €7 for one bowl. I think it is economical for students. And the second type of fruit, the fruit that I mentioned earlier is the fruit with the broth, I mean the shoot. But this type is a dry fruit. It's a mix with the chicken meat, chicken or beef, with a roasted peanut, the green papaya, the fresh herb, and the onion. And the second type is the beef with the fresh herb and the vermicelli noodles. And the price is all €7 for one bowl. And besides the main course, we also provide variety of drinks. We have chai, we have smoothie, and we have the iced yogurt. Yeah. And they are all made from ingredient which is very healthy, and especially because they're all from fruit. Therefore, I think that many girls will be interested in it, especially in the hot summer. And the price is very attractive because it's only €2 for each. And we also serve Vietnamese coffee. And you will see how different of our Vietnamese coffee from Italian coffee, because we make coffee by ourselves, our menu, not from the machine, from the coffee machine. And also some dessert with the cheese stick, and some cake made from corn and banana, which is from corn and banana. And one thing is very important, very interesting in Vietnam culture is that, like for example, students after the school, we often gather together. Like after the class, we go to a shop, to the food shop, and have a dessert together and chit chat. And that's a really nice time. And I bet that 100% of Vietnamese students often often gather together and chit chat and use some dessert here, and you would like to bring it here in Italy. And our target market is UNICAN student, teacher, UNICAN teacher, and staff. And also the local people who live near here in UNICAN, and also Rene and Cosenza. And we plan to open our Vietnamese restaurant from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. because I really thought that our menu can be well served for the breakfast, the lunch, and also in the evening. And also the dessert, you can enjoy the dessert during all day. Our marketing plan includes the brochure, student groups, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. Yep. And especially in the first week of our opening, we plan to serve the consumer with a trial disease, which means you don't have to pay for a small, because you can taste our disease without paying anything. And if you feel happy, if you feel satisfied with the taste of our restaurant, you can do a member pack, which means you can save, you can accumulate the points, and you can save a big discount in the future. And before opening our restaurant, we also do a market research. Because here in UNICAN, there are not many few places where students can gather and chit chat. We only have few bars outside UNICAN in Cosenza, which is very far. Therefore, we would like to opening one so that people can gather in a very cozy and harmonized place. And also, there are not many Asian restaurants in here in Cosenza, especially the Vietnamese restaurant. So that's why we want to utilize it to provide the attractiveness here for our restaurant. So anyway, the next part will be present my brand.
Now I would like to present with you our financial plan. Firstly, I want to mention about the expected capital. This the amount of money we expected to plan for this project will be €10,000. That is not a very large amount of money. However, with the entrepreneur therefore it is quite large. And this will account for firstly the fixed cost, which includes the rental fee, 5,000 euro per month utilities and the facilities. This is only the initial facilities, for example, the chair, the table, the stove, something like that. And secondly, I want to mention about the variable cost, which includes the raw materials and salary for the employees. And this expected capital will ensure us for operating in the first 3 months. And with this big amount of money, we need to consider the way of raising capital. Firstly, we will self-investment. Furthermore, we want to call for the partner investment from the other countries. And finally, I want to mention about the bank loans and the fund of the government for the entrepreneur. Next, I want to say about the employment plans. As you can see here, we plan to have 2 managers because we want to cooperate with each other. And furthermore, for example, one will be responsible for the morning shift, and the other will be the afternoon or the evening shift. And we intend to hire about from 4 to 8 employees because and the employees can choose the working hour shift from 3 hours or 6 hours per shift. This is very flexible and very suitable for the student because you know that the student have the different timetables with the university. And furthermore, the initial salary for the staff will be €4 per hour. This is not a very attractive, a very high salary. However, I think it is not more suitable for the normal chain. However, the salary will be increased if the profit of the restaurant increase.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Furthermore, I want to mention, as my friend have said above, we want to serve many types of Vietnamese food. However, furthermore, we will provide many different types of activities. For example, we want to open the traveling club. This is going to be the place where people from every country, not only the Italian, can go and share the ideas, the experience of traveling. For example, how can book for the cheap tickets or how can book for the cheap hotel, because as the first time we went here, it is very strange, very difficult for us to look for to get used to the system in Italy. Yeah. And secondly, every Friday or every Saturday we will open later and we will have the live music performance from the international students. Yeah. And furthermore, there will be a small corner for the souvenirs which are originated from Vietnam. You can see here the colorful scarf, or the small keychain. Yeah. Everything will be stand for the symbol of Vietnam. And last but not least, I want to mention about the handmade club. You know that Italy is very well known for the handmade products, mostly specifically from the litter. People can go there and share the interesting idea about making things by hand. As you can see here, the keychains made from the ribbon. This idea comes from the things that I did in Vietnam. I used to have a small shop.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, a small online shop of
You do it? This is real? Okay.
This is my things. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So an integration of future and reality daily
And
features.
yeah, after mentioning about a lot of the future of the restaurant, I want to emphasize in some important parts. Firstly, when you choose our restaurant, you can enjoy the free shipping service, especially in the Unicard areas. That means if you are in class and you just need to call us, and we will bring right here.
Oh wow, that would be cool.
And furthermore, we guarantee about the quality control of the products, the food. It is very important because we eat it and we need to be sure. Yeah. And furthermore, we commit to provide the best price. And you can see sooner, it is very cheap, very economic. And all of these features bring us to be a very unique restaurant in this area. And bring us to the last part of the presentation. I want to mention about the future orientation. We want to cooperate with partners from other countries that will help the people here know more about the outside world. And we want to open more branches, not only in London, but also all over Italy, to construct a well-known brand name. Yeah. Thank you for your listening, and if you have any
Thank you.
questions,
Да.
please raise your voice.
Thank you. Thank you. Presentation.
Se c'è una cosa che mi sembra, altrimenti rimango lo stesso. Non vedo mai, insomma.
Che c'è?
No, she said she's got to catch a bus.
No, altrimenti vado via domani. Rimango quindi a
Sì.
città. Ok.
È questa la tipologia di sale.
Sì, sì.
Dove
sì.
abita?
Ma io sarò a Capenzullo.
Ah,
Alle 6 e
non
mezza.
è per domani.
No, vabbè, ce ne sa, aspetta.
Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to present my idea. Let me introduce myself. My name is Vittorio Berardi, and I'm one of the partners
Ma che
of
dice la cosa? Dipende da...
I'm one of the partners of Green High Tech. I'm responsible of the financial department of the company. Now I want to introduce our company and talk about the product that we want to launch on the market. The company is Green High Tech, and it is a startup that wants to enter in the high tech market respecting the environment by using clean energy. It was born at the beginning of this year with the aim to enter in the market with high-tech appliances, domestic appliances that seek to minimize the consumption of electricity, respecting the environment too. And it wants to ensure high product quality and service that it provides. The product is a washing machine. In fact, the demand is. Have you ever thought to wash your clothes with the sun? We think that is possible by using our product, that is the Solar WM, that is a washing machine that uses the solar energy for its operation. The idea derives to the fact that many people take their washing machine outside on the balcony, on the terrace, and using simple solar panels, it is able to accumulate the necessary energy to carry out the washing, and he produce itself the hot water for the washing too. Then it has also the other details for to be a washing machine of last generation, like a control panel, touch screen, or it is silent, and so on. Then now I want to talk about how does it work. It works, and there are two photovoltaic panels that are placed on the side of the washer, here and here. These panels are two panels of last generation that be able to produce energy even then they are not exposed directly to the sun rays. In fact, they be able to produce energy. It is sufficient to obtain a good exposure to the sunlight. Then this energy that was produced from the panel goes to an inverter that converts the energy from the constant flow to alternating flow, because the panel produces the energy to constant flow, but our Appias that we have at our home needs to alternating flow to work. So the inverter serves from this process. Then the electricity is accumulated on a battery that is inside the washing machine. That serves like an accumulator. It's a particular battery that serves like an accumulator of energy, because if I want to use the washing machine at night when the sun there isn't the sun,
you can still do it. Okay.
Regarding the water heating, instead we have a solar panel that is placed on the upper surface of the washing machine, and we have a tank that serves to accumulate the hot water inside the washing machine. Inside the panel there is a thermic fluid that is heated by sun, by the solar sun rays, and it contribute to heat the water in the tank through a serpentine. That the fluid circulates inside the serpentine, so
That's nice.
then we have provided also an electric resistance, because if the sun, if the solar system is unable to bring the water temperature to a temperature desired, there is this electric resistance that function with the electricity from the battery, and heating and heats the water.
That's it.
Its function has an electric resistance in an electric boiler. Then all of these functions are controlled by a unit control that commands the function that we have mentioned. Then I talk about the product advantages. It is useful for people who want to save their bills, because using exclusively the solar energy, we can save on the household of electricity, of power, gas. then it is characterized by a very advanced technology. In fact, has a high